On July 29th, Errol Spence and Bud Crawford will put their undefeated records on the lines. Our partner is DraftKings Sportsbook edition of a can't-miss offer for this fight of the year.
New customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Use promo code SMOKE when you sign up with the DraftKings app.
Stack, who you going with right now? You know, Crawford is the slight favorite.
Yes, this is a 50-50 fight. Both fighters are bringing something different to the fight, and both are at the top of the division. But me being from Texas, I'm going with the big fish. I'm loyal, and, hey, we finna get him out of here.
You heard Stack. Take your pick on over to DraftKings Sportsbook. New customers use the promo code SMOKE. Throw down just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly.
If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use the promo code SMOKE. Bet $5 on any wager and get up to $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code SMOKE, only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
Welcome along, everybody, to T-Mobile Arena for the Errol Spence Terence Crawford weigh-in. We are 1 day away now from the biggest fight in boxing. I am Kate Abdo, joined today for this one by CBS Sports and Showtime analyst, Morning Combat host Luke Thomas, host of the MMA Hour and multiple other shows, double-dipping left, right, and center. Ariel Helwani also with us. Listen, we are in Las Vegas for the Errol Spence Jr. Terence Crawford mega fight, of course, that is coming up on Saturday. You can really feel the buzz in this arena now that we're just 1 day away from the fight. We have teamed up with DraftKings to bring you guys closer to the action throughout today's weigh-in. Do not forget to download the DraftKings app. Sign up using the promo code, which is main event. Let's also remind you how to buy this fight. If you're not going to be in Vegas and coming to the fight, then you're going to want to make sure that you do order this one on pay-per-view. Spence versus Crawford. It is live for you. Showtime pay-per-view tomorrow night. 8 p.m. Eastern is when it gets started. That is 5 p.m. local here in Las Vegas. You can order the pay-per-view now at showtime.com/pay-per-view. You can also join Luke, Ariel, myself for the prelim fights. That is tomorrow on the Showtime Sports YouTube channel. 6 p.m. Eastern for that one. That is 3 p.m. local. We start early. We work hard. The arena is absolutely packed in here. For the big fights, people really turn out, Luke.
They certainly do. The Vegas crowd here has been buzzing. I've been to Vegas for many big fights, boxing and MMA, Ariel, of course, as well. And what I can just say is these people have been lining up outside in heat to come in here, and they are still buzzing. They're still bumping. They're as excited as we are. I cannot wait.
Yeah, and there's just something about a big boxing match. We've all covered a bunch of different sports, but like those big fights, especially in Las Vegas, I remember being a kid watching those classic fights at Caesar's Palace and whatnot and being like, man, I wish I could go to one of those. What will it be like to cover one of those, to be there in attendance? And I feel like, as both men have said, legendary night. We're about to see a legendary fight on Saturday. I can't wait.
What are you guys expecting in terms of the atmosphere, particularly up on the stage, right? Because you were at the press conference yesterday. We both watched the press conference, obviously. It's tense, and not just necessarily between the fighters, but also between the fans, the people, Errol's people, Terence's people. The trainers are going at it as well. There's a lot of tension. You expect more of that today?
I think that, Terence, to his credit, actually tried to diffuse all of that before it popped off, so to speak. Did not work. And it seemed like everyone had an issue with someone in the crowd. I think it will be a little bit better today. But if I'm being honest, the fight kind of needed a bit of a jolt, right? And the trainers did a great job of building up their guys. And, there was a little bit of talking. But overall, it kind of took the fight into another gear. So I was okay with it to a degree. It felt like we were one step away from getting a little too crazy. But overall, I think it's going to be great.
Right?
Yeah.
So if it does pop off, will you just step in between the two?
I mean, I don't like to brag, but I'm down to get in there, and we know that they can. We were at Tank Garcia, and that got a little bit crazy, right? There was some pushing involved. Very interesting, though. Crawford, Spence, they were looking at each other, and then Spence was the first one to look away, and I saw some people on social media giving him crap for that. And then he was talking about every single time he looks away, he says, I don't need to stare at another guy for an hour, so we'll see what happens here today.
I actually really enjoy, you want everything to be safe when these guys get chippy on stage, but both guys came in wearing the black Air Force Ones. They meant business going in there. And also, you got to say, they're cutting weight. Errol Spence has kind of indicated this could be his last fight at 147. Bud Crawford is now a true welterweight. He's really grown into it, so I don't think the weight cut is as easy for him as it once was. Also, these guys have been doing a ton of media, tired of talking, tired of the weight cut. It got a little chippy yesterday. I agree. I thought it added a little something to this fight. I enjoyed it. I think you're going to get something similar. Both guys just want to get it over with.
Did you like that Black Air Force One energy, Terence, saying, okay, you want to come in here in the Black Air Force Ones, I'm going to do the same?
I absolutely loved it. That's what I want. We had them on stage at the press conference together in New York City, and I was asking them what's each of their best wins, like talk about the other guy. And they were like so friendly. They were so cordial. Remember, these guys worked together on the phone to make this fight possible, so getting a little separation between them, a little bit of edge, I don't think hurts a thing.
I love the fact that you bring up the phone thing, because it's almost reminiscent of Tank and Garcia, right? Like they got on the phone. And, you know, there's this narrative that drives me nuts about boxing and the state of boxing and the big fights not getting made. That's not the case in 2023. But you know what's one little factoid that I don't feel like is being brought up enough? Since 2021, there's been 5 undisputed champions crowned. Saturday will be the 6th. Since 2021, 6 undisputed champions crowned on the male side of things. Of course, Terence, did it a couple of years ago. He'll be just the first male to ever have 2 undisputed crowns in 2 different weight classes. Clarissa Shields did it on the women's side of things. But think about that. In 2 years, 6 undisputed champions. There's only been 9 ever in the 4-belt era, dating back to 1988. So that means big fights are being made. Guys are coming together. They're saying, screw the politics, screw the promoters, screw everything. Let's make it happen. Let's move everyone out of the way. Let's get on the phone and make it happen. And just like Tank and Garcia did, these guys did. And I think they deserve all the credit for that.
One of the things we keep hearing being thrown around is the fact that this is the biggest fight since Mayweather against Pacquiao. One of the things that fight let us down in some senses is that it was just made too late. It happened too late in their careers. That's what's so special about this fight, is that it is happening when they are both in their prime, both still top 5 pound-for-pound fighters.
No doubt about it. Of course, the winner has a claim to being pound-for-pound in a way as well, but certainly the winner of this bout. And listen, Errol Spence, 33, has been through some things, the car wreck, the eye surgery, some uncertainty, and Bud Crawford is 35, but we were just talking about it. Does anyone really look at Bud Crawford and his recent performances and think he's slipping in any way? Do his reflexes look shot? Like, nothing about that is true. And if you had questions about Spence after the Porter fight, which was a little crazy, it was a little undisciplined by Spence standards, then he goes into the Ugas fight, and oh my God, I thought that was one of the best performances from Spence I've ever seen. So could this fight have happened in 2019? Sure, would have been great. Is it happening too late? Absolutely not. Glad it's here.
Do you guys like fruit?
Yes.
It's a weird question.
Do you like to go grocery shopping?
Are you about to do some, how about them apples?
No, do you like to go grocery shopping?
Yes.
Mayweather-Pacquiao was that banana with a bunch of, brown spots on it. It was way past due. This one maybe has like one little speck of brown, but it is ripe. You get what I'm saying?
I feel like you worked on that analogy.
No,
like
it
you've
just
been
came
waiting
to me.
to use
It just came to this idea that it's happening too late is hogwash. First of all, as you said, the accident, everything. Also, I didn't want this happening in like a bubble in 2021, right? This needed to happen now. This needed to happen in front of all these people. This is the perfect time. It's going to be great.
The concern with it happening now, and when we were waiting, and there were all those kind of like false dawns of, yes, it's going to happen. No, actually, it's not signed. It's not happening. One of the concerns is one of them going to move up and we're just never going to see this fight happen, right? In terms of what you saw of them yesterday at 147, how did you think to me, they looked a little dry, a little drained.
Oh, yeah. We're used to that. I mean, again, on the MMA side, you see guys with cotton mouth a day or two outside of weigh-ins all the time. It's not unusual. Listen, I think this cut has been tough for Errol Spence. I'm not going to be one of these guys that says, oh, that will explain or not explain who wins and losses. I don't think that. But it would be just disingenuous to say that 147 is easy for him to make. It is not easy for him to make. And I don't think it's hard for Bud Crawford, but again, not what it once was. But listen, these guys are professionals. And I don't know exactly how the fight is going to look tomorrow, but I've heard some rumblings like, oh, could it be boring? Could it be strategic? Again, anything is possible. But Errol Spence is a Terminator. Bud Crawford is a magician. There's way too much on the line, way too much skill, way too much professionalism between them to get themselves ready for me to believe it's going to be an underwhelming affair.
And, Errol actually did look like the bigger guy up there.
For sure.
And we all expect that. But worth noting, he stuck around and spoke to everyone afterwards. Like, there was a line of people. He was there for another hour. Terence didn't talk to a soul. Now, I don't know how much of that has to do with a weight cut. I know he was upset about how the presser went down, but for a guy who supposedly struggles to make 147, he was in great spirits, answered all the questions, did a bunch of interviews, and I thought that was a really interesting sign about how he was looking going into today's weigh-in.
I mean, you talked about the fact that Errol was the first to look away in the face-off, right, that they did after the press conference that happened. There's always the mental warfare before there's the physical warfare. Do you think anybody has got the edge in that area?
No. I think they're 50-50. 50-50 in the fight.
I will say this. I agree that they're 50-50, no doubt about it. But this is the most I've ever seen Bud Crawford doing promotion in a long, long time. This is a big atmosphere. It's a big Vegas fight. Not that I think it's necessarily, again, does it matter winning and losing? I don't know. But I do wonder what kind of impact this kind of bright lights will have on a guy, yes, that talented, but maybe unaccustomed to this scale of an event.
Can I add one more thing that I love about all of this? It almost feels like a two-game... No, it is not. It's almost like a two-game series, like a home and away, an aggregate type of thing, right? Because we know that there is a rematch clause for both guys, but in an interesting nugget that no one has quite confirmed, it's really interesting that the loser gets to trigger the rematch, but the winner gets to pick the weight.
Right.
That is fascinating theater right there.
Great nugget. Yes, we are just about ready. You can see Mike Tyson is on the stage just over Luke's shoulder, which means we are just about ready for these weigh-ins to get started. The prelim fighters are going to weigh in first. We're going to send you over to the stage.
For anyone who hasn't noticed, Super Fight season has made a triumphant return. But this fight, it stands alone. Two of the greatest boxers alive facing off in their primes. Who wins? Not even Vegas can predict. All this screams vintage, classic. And to make it happen, Spence and Crawford sealed the deal with a phone call. How delightfully old school.
First time we talked probably like 30 minutes, 35 minutes.
And I just let them know, like, hey, what's up? Let's fight. I've been calling these guys out since 2018.
Hey, look, who do you want next?
Well, y'all already know who I want.
I feel like I'm the guy that really made it happen. I want to fight Terence Crawford. I don't want to fight anybody else.
On Saturday, July 29th, two undefeated champions will zone in on legacy.
This era is the Terence Crawford era.
Definitely not, man. You ain't fought nobody, man.
What did I do to Sean Porter that you couldn't do?
He call himself the big fish, right? But what you do when the fish get took out the water, you suffocate him.
We gonna roll him up and smoke him.
When Errol Spence and Terence Crawford scrap for an undisputed welterweight crown, they'll have each other, dance partners in lockstep, each offering to summon magic, artistry, brilliance, unlike ever before. That's the old school part, the enticing part. Boxing at its most compelling, risk-embracing, rock'em sock'em best.
The truth hurts!
When I win this fight, there'll be no argument who's the best fighter in the world.
Oh, I feel as if I was made for this moment.
It doesn't get any bigger than this.
Boxing doesn't come much better.
For this clash, have the history books ready. Because if those best selves can recall past eras, then old school will, in a way, be refreshingly new.
We know what's at stake. May the best man win.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada, as Premier Boxing Champions presents our official weigh-in for tomorrow's once-in-a-generation event, a battle for undisputed, the truth, Errol Spence Jr. versus Terence Bud Crawford. It is all brought to you by Man Down Promotions, TBC Promotions, TGB Promotions, and it is being shown live on Showtime Pay-Per-View. It is all sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. Action so good, why bet on boxing anywhere else? O'Reilly Auto Parts is the ultimate one-stop shop for all your automotive supplies. Everything for your vehicle in one convenient place. That's O'Reilly Auto Parts. Brought to you by the new R-rated movie Strays, in theaters August 18th. And The Legend of Dracula is Born, The Last Voyage of the Demeter, only in theaters August 11th. Now, before we get to our pay-per-view portion of the weigh-in, we have 2 bouts being streamed on the Showtime social media platforms tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. It's time to introduce those bouts. First up, 10 rounds in the Super Bantamweight division. With the record of 28 victories with 23 knockouts, opposite of 5 defeats and 1 draw, representing Bago City, Philippines, here is Aston Bateng Pasawe Palikte. And now introducing his opponent, coming to the stage, undefeated, 12 victories with 9 wins by knockout. Representing Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, here is Jose Salas El Chapulín Reyes. And now first up onto the scale, once again from the Philippines, Aston Palikte. 123.4 pounds for Palikte. And now introducing his opponent, coming to the scale once again out of Mexico, Jose Salas El Chapulín Reyes. 121.6 pounds for Reyes. Tomorrow, 10 rounds in the Super Bantamweight division. Aston Palikte taking on Jose Salas Reyes. And now we continue with our weigh-in. We go to 10 rounds at the WBA Continental America Super Middleweight title. Coming to the stage with a record of 10 victories with 7 wins by knockout, opposite of 4 defeats and 1 draw. Representing Riverside, California, here is Rowdy Legend. And now introducing his opponent, coming to the stage. He is undefeated, 18 victories, 15 by knockout, no defeats. Representing Omaha, Nebraska, here is Steven Soko Nelson. And now first up onto the scale, once again, Rowdy Legend. 166.8 for Legend. And now here's his opponent once again, the unbeaten, hard-hitting Steven Soko Nelson. 167.8 for Nelson. 10 rounds for the WBA Continental America Super Middleweight World Championship. Rowdy Legend taking on Steven Soko Nelson. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the Showtime Countdown Prelims. Tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific on the Showtime Sports social media platforms. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will have our pay-per-view portion of our weigh-in coming right up with the legendary Hall of Famer Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Nice job, Miguel. Thank you.
Miguel, great job, my brother.
A couple of fights there on the prelims, Luke, that we're looking forward to being involved in and calling the action in those. Do you expect both of those fights to go the distance?
I do not. I think we're going to get a stoppage. Steve Nelson looks like he's in strong command, as well as Jose Salas. He looked tremendous on the scales. I think they're going to do some damage tomorrow.
Lower abs were popping, weren't they? The main attraction, of course, is Errol Spence against Terence Crawford. All the fighters on that card will be weighing in shortly. But let's just preview what we're about to see here. I guess I'm interested. You know, we got two top 5 pound-for-pound fighters, undefeated fighters. The tension that these guys have to be feeling right now is before they're coming up, the 24-hour period before tomorrow goes down. It's a difficult period in time, right?
It is, but we're talking about two of the most skilled, experienced operators in the game. I mean, they're pound-for-pound talents because of what they can do in the boxing ring, yes, but in order to get yourself to this, you have to guide your career. You have to guide everything professionally. And, of course, Errol Spence has made some errors in that regard, some very, very visible ones. But I'm just saying, this is the last chance to send a message to your opponent. But both of these guys have been in crunch time, gut check moments like this. I think they're going to be ready for it. They're going to be sending death rays to each other's eyes mutually, I think.
Let's look forward to that. Right, we're going to send you back to the stage for the weigh-in.
The undefeated Errol Spence Jr.
versus Terence Bud Crawford, one of the best boxers on earth.
It doesn't get any bigger than this.
This is gonna prove who the best fighter in the world is.
There was only one in the end.
Ain't no holding me back.
Only one crown.
This era.
Only one can win.
Is the Terence Crawford era.
There was only one crown.
Terence, I come up for that motherfucking belt.
Who are the two best welterweights on the planet? It's these two guys by a country mile. There is only one thing left to find out.
This is where it all begins.
Who is number one?
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you and welcome to the T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada, as Premier Boxing Champions presents the official weigh-in for our big night of action, the highly anticipated pay-per-view feast brought to you by Man Down Promotions, TBC Promotions, TGB Promotions, and Showtime Pay-Per-View. Well, fans, at this time, we bring our fighters to the stage for our opening pay-per-view attraction. First, please welcome from Torre la Vega in Spain. He is the world-ranked contender. Please welcome El Niño, Sergio Garcia. And we invite his opponent to the stage at this time, fighting out of Stafford, Texas, by way of Cuba. Please welcome the undefeated, fast-rising Cuban standout, Joennis Bandolero Tellez. Well, it looks like our fighters are ready to step onto the scale. We'll bring them to the scale at this time in this 10-round super welterweight attraction. First, with a record of 34-2 with 14 knockouts, he's the battle-tested WBC number 7 ranked contender, El Niño Sergio Garcia. Sergio Garcia weighs in at 155.5 pounds, 155.5. And now we invite his opponent to the scale with a record of 5 wins, no losses. He has 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome, making his Showtime debut, Yoenis Bandolero Tellez. Yoenis Tellez weighs in at 155.5 pounds, 155.5 pounds. There they are, ladies and gentlemen, opening up our pay-per-view super welterweight attraction, 10 rounds. Yoenis Tellez taking on Sergio Garcia. Commencing tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. All right, fans, here we go from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Premier Boxing Champions presents and continues with our next pay-per-view attraction. It is our first world title attraction. We invite our fighters to the stage at this time. Bantamweights in the ring. First from Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. He's the former world title challenger. Please welcome Alex Santiago. And now we invite his opponent to the stage, fighting out of his home now of Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of the Philippines. He is the renowned 4-division champion of the world, the current WBC number 1 ranked bantamweight, introducing Nonito Donaire. Well, fans, here we go. 12 rounds of boxing for the vacant WBC Bantamweight Championship of the World. First to the scale. Once again, the weight limit is a very strict 118 pounds. Now to the scale with a record of 27-3-5 with 14 knockouts. He is ranked the WBC number 3 Bantamweight in the world, making his second attempt at a world title, Alex Santiago. 117.5 pounds, 117.5 for Alex Santiago. And now his opponent to the scale with a record of 42 wins, 7 losses, 28 wins by knockout. Here is the 4-division world champion, the future Hall of Famer, Nonito Donaire. 117.25 pounds, 117.25 for Nonito Donaire.
No shirt, Martin!
Yeah, here's Nonito Donaire. And if you go back to the Carl Frampton loss, what are the only other 2 losses he has since then, which was 2018? It's Naoya Inoue. First of all, in one of those, he broke Inoue's face and had a Fight of the Year contender. And here he is, 40 years of age, still letting people know they can catch these hands. Amazing to see what he's capable of doing.
There they are, ladies and gentlemen. The first of our world title attractions, WBC Bantamweight Championship of the World, Nonito Donaire versus Alex Santiago. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to hear from our fighters in this Bantamweight world title attraction, we have Renowned Combat Sports host Ariel Helwani.
Alex, you have mentioned that Nonito is one of your inspirations in boxing. What is it like for you to be going up against a living legend tomorrow night?
¿Cómo se siente el estar peleando contra una leyenda viviente mañana?
Una motivación muy grande, estoy muy contento por esta oportunidad y pues vengo con hambre de ser campeón del mundo y pues mañana el Peque Santiago se va a dar a conocer y van a saber de él.
It's a great opportunity, dream come true. I'm here and I'm ready to become a world champion, and the world is going to get to know Alexandro Peque Santiago on Saturday night.
Gracias. Good luck tomorrow, Alex. Now let's say hello to the living legend, Nonito Donaire. Nonito, thank you so much for the time. And a lot of love for you, of course, from this crowd. Well deserved, well earned. If you win tomorrow night, you'll be the oldest bantamweight champion of all time, breaking your own record, and the oldest current champion in all of boxing. What has been the secret to your longevity?
Life is creation. Your mind, what you perceive, you become. So for me, it doesn't matter when they say, oh, you're old already. For me, when I say I'm old, I'm old. And when I say I'm young, I'm young. I'm going in there as a young man, younger than this guy, and I'm going to go out there and take that belt and beat all that record.
Can't wait for it. Good luck to you, my friend. Show some love to the future Hall of Famer, Nonito Donaire.
Well, fans, from the T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada, Premier Boxing Champions continues with our official weigh-in. This time, we bring to the stage our fighters in our co-main event of the evening, a world title eliminator in the lightweight division. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Chicago by way of Seattle, please welcome the undefeated battle-ready contender, Giovanni Cabrera. And we invite his opponent to the stage at this time from Ciudad de Mexico, Mexico City. Here is the popular WBC number 3, WBA number 5 world rank contender, Isaac Pitbull Cruz. And now we invite our fighters to the scale. Weight limit is 135 pounds for the WBA and WBC lightweight world title eliminator. First, he is undefeated with a record of 21-0 with 7 knockouts, ranked the WBA number 9 ranked lightweight. Please welcome the undefeated Giovanni Cabrera. Giovanni Cabrera weighs in at 134 1/4 pounds. 134 1/4. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is his opponent. 24-2-1 with 17 knockouts. The former world title challenger, always battle-ready contender, Isaac Pitbull Cruz. 134 1/2 pounds, 134 1/2 pounds for Isaac Pitbull Cruz. And there they are, ladies and gentlemen, 12 rounds of boxing, WBA and WBC World Title Lightweight Eliminator. Isaac Pitbull Cruz, Giovanni Cabrera.
About the fact that he wants that Tank Davis rematch next. Every time he talks about it, do you feel like he is looking past you a little bit?
I mean, it's just wishful thinking. You know, everybody's allowed to dream, and he has the right to do so, too.
Good luck to you tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
All right, let's talk to Isaac Pitbull Cruz now. Give it up. Isaac, thank you very much for the time. Big fight for you once again. He's looked very good in his young career, obviously undefeated. What do you have to do tomorrow to hand him his first pro loss?
Una nueva pelea que es un gran desafío contra un oponente invicto que viene confiado. ¿Qué tenés que hacer para ganar este sábado por la noche?
Darle lo que la gente merece, puro puño de comer a ese bocón.
I give the people what they deserve. He's going to eat so many punches that he's going to want to stop talking. He's talking too much.
Can't wait. Thank you. Good luck tomorrow night. Isaac Pitbull Cruz, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we bring our fighters to the stage for the main event of the evening, we have two very special guests joining us on stage, two legends of boxing. First, please welcome the former heavyweight champion of the world, Evander, the real deal Holyfield. And our second legend of boxing, of course, ladies and gentlemen, the one and only. Please welcome the former heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson. Well, fans, from the T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada, here in the site of this historic showdown of boxing, Premier Boxing Champions presents the official weigh-in for the main event of the evening, brought to you by Man Down Promotions, TBC Promotions, TGB Promotions, and Showtime Pay-Per-View. We are sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. Action so good, why bet on boxing anywhere else? By O'Reilly Auto Parts, the ultimate one-stop shop for all of your automotive supplies. Everything for your vehicle in one convenient place. That's O'Reilly Auto Parts. And the last voyage of the Demeter. The legend of Dracula is born, only in theaters August the 11th. And by Strays. The new R-rated comedy Strays is in theaters on August the 18th. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Let's bring our fighters to the stage for this highly anticipated welterweight super fight showdown.
Go in there looking for the knockout. I go looking for the win. But if he get out of line, he's gonna be the next one down.
I've been getting out of line my whole life, so shit, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I'm about to take my belt off then.
I ain't one of you kids.
I'm gonna treat you like one.
Yeah, alright, we gonna see.
Alright, we definitely gonna see.
Folks, it's finally here. Fight we've been waiting for. Two of the best fighters walking on planet Earth right now.
I haven't seen things like this in over 30 years.
I'm gonna win because I'm gonna break his will.
Errol, will you stop Terence Bud Crawford Saturday?
Put him in the dirt.
I ain't putting nobody in the dirt.
We beat champions to get here. Everybody got something to say. You're not a fighter, you're a fighter.
Oh, y'all be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. It's funny, y'all, because you can't hide no more, dear.
Hide,
but at the end of the day, them two brothers got to get in the ring.
That's right.
All right, then, so shut the fuck up.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm ready for whatever he brings to the table.
It's gonna be nothing but fireworks from start to finish.
Come fight night, we're gonna find out all that he said he is.
This is gonna be some legendary shit. Y'all know I get active.
Let's go.
People gonna talk about this fight 30, 40 years from now.
We will see you on Showtime pay-per-view Saturday, July 29th.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, first to the stage, from Omaha, Nebraska, the renowned three-division champion of the world, the current WBO welterweight champion of the world, Terence "Bud" Crawford. And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent from DeSoto, Texas. Here is the undefeated IBF, WBA, and WBC welterweight champion of the world, the Truth, Errol Spence Jr. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we bring our fighters to the scale. Weight limit on this fight is, of course, 147 pounds in a battle of superstars of the sport for the undisputed welterweight championship of the world. First to the scale with a record of 39 wins, no losses, 30 wins coming by way of knockout in his 18th consecutive world title appearance. Here is the undefeated WBO welterweight champion of the world, Terence "Bud" Crawford. Bud Crawford weighs in at 146 3/4 pounds. 146 3/4. And now, ladies and gentlemen, with a record of 28 wins, no losses, with 22 knockouts in his 8th consecutive world title appearance, here is the undefeated unified welterweight champion of the world, the Truth, Errol Spence Jr. Errol Spence weighs in at 147 pounds. 147 pounds. We have a fight in the main event of the evening for the undisputed welterweight championship of the world. gentlemen, it's the main event of the evening. Brought to you by Premier Boxing Champions. 12 rounds of boxing for the undisputed welterweight championship of the world.
All right, I'm being joined right now by the reigning defending WBO welterweight champion, Nebraska's own Terence Crawford. Terence, what did you say to Errol up there?
Nothing. We about to make history. You know what I mean? The better man gonna win tomorrow.
What about this scene? Can we talk about this first? I feel like we're in Omaha right now with the pop that you got. Can we talk about this crowd? Can we talk about this scene? How great is all of this?
Oh man, my city love me just like I love my city. You know, and I appreciate each and every one of them that came out to support. I appreciate everybody that's supporting this event, not only for myself, but for Errol Spence too. You know what I mean? Because this is what, you know what I mean, us high-class fighters deserve. We both putting our life on the line, you know what I mean, to entertain each and every one of y'all. And it's only right that y'all come out and show support.
If you win tomorrow night, you become the first undisputed champion in the four-belt era at 147. You also become the first male boxer to be undisputed champion in 2 different weight classes. How much does that mean to you, being the first to do that?
Well, when I become undisputed in 2 world-class weight divisions, you know, it's going to be great. You know what I mean? I'm going to pay homage to the man that got me here, and that's Jesus Christ.
Final thing, how do you win on Saturday?
Just being myself.
Good luck to you, Terence. All the best. Show some love to Terence Bud Crawford, everyone. All right, now I'm being joined by the WBC, the IBF, the WBA welterweight champ, the one and only Errol Spence Jr. What about this scene up here? What do you make of all of this? Has this exceeded your expectations?
Definitely, man. It's beautiful just having people coming out and supporting us, man. It's huge, and now it's time for me to put on a big show come Saturday night.
What did you say to Terence up there?
I said he need to thank me for making this shit happen.
You made it happen.
Who? Of course I made it happen. Gave more money. You see, we did a coin toss and all that. Like, my name on the front of it is Spence Crawford. It ain't Crawford Spence. So why I gotta do a toss? Why I gotta do a coin toss?
I don't know. I don't make those calls. Do you think this is a more pro-Crawford crowd or pro-Spence crowd?
You let them decide.
What is it, pro-Crawford or pro-Spence? I don't know. I think it's 50-50 like the fight. How do you win tomorrow night? What do you have to do to give him his first loss?
Beat me.
Can't wait for it. Show some love to Errol Spence Jr., everyone. It's going down tomorrow night.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Premier Boxing Champions, we thank you very much for your attendance here at our official weigh-in. Be a part of history, joining us tonight in the fight of the year, the fight of the generation. Premier Boxing Champions presents, and it's on Showtime pay-per-view. Good afternoon, everybody.
All right, there we have it. The fights are official. A couple of things to remind you of before we react to what we have just seen up there on the stage. We are now just one day away, of course, from the Errol Spence Jr. versus Terence Crawford mega fight. We have teamed up with DraftKings Sportsbook to bring new customers a really exciting offer for one of the best fights in recent memory. Right now, new customers who bet $5 will get $150 in bonus bets instantly. All you have to do, download the DraftKings app, use our promo code, that is main event, promo code main event, and it's only available for you on DraftKings. Saturday night, of course, the biggest fight boxing has seen in years. To order the fight, all you have to do, head to showtime.com/PPV now. Make sure you join Luke, Errol, and I for the prelims tomorrow as well, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific on Showtime Sports YouTube. And for any other Fight Week content you are looking for, we've got you on social as well. Head over to Showtime Boxing on all platforms, and check out at Morning Combat as well on Instagram and YouTube. You're going to be doing a live show tomorrow?
Yes, I'll be doing a live post-fight show, youtube.com/Morning Combat. Spence Crawford reaction. Don't miss it.
Yes. Okay, all the promos done. Let's talk about what just happened up there, because
me fumbling with my headset? Or
excuse me, what?
I thought you were talking about me fumbling with the headset.
No, we weren't talking about you. It wasn't about you. Back to the main event. Listen, I believe this is Errol's house. I know you kind of question that. I think this is Errol's house by far, but Terence Crawford does not mind playing the villain. The energy that he came out with, vibing to Lil Wayne, Jay-Z, I thought that was very cool.
I loved it. I'm not sure what you saw up there, but from over this vantage point, it looked like he was thrilled, happy, excited, feeling the moment. He was going over the lyrics of the song, sending a message to everyone out there. I loved how excited he was. I love how much he embraced the moment. And then they got on the scales, Ariel. Those guys are in tremendous physical condition. Pros, fighters. What a moment!
Oh my God, legit, like top 5 coolest things that I've ever experienced in my life.
Really?
That was unbelievable. First of all, when Terence came out, to your point, I don't know if I've ever seen that much emotion from Terence before, right?
Right.
I mean, he was unbelievable, and he was just radiating energy. I was like, wow, Terence has finally arrived. Like, this is the moment that he's been talking about for, 5-6 years? And then Errol's energy, and then the crowd was incredible. I mean, it was just so heated up there for a weigh-in. I mean, not to compare because it was different, but Tank Garcia, which is obviously the other big fight of the year so far, was nothing like this vibe. And I know that was outside. This is inside, so it's a little more contained. But that was incredible. That was one of the best boxing weigh-ins that I've ever witnessed, ever been to, ever seen. I'm like on cloud 9 right now. I'm speechless.
May I say as well, I want to reiterate this point. There's been a lot of people who over the years have said, hey, Bud's hard to promote and he doesn't give the best interviews. And listen, sometimes you've interviewed him, you know this.
Yeah.
Not every time is the most dynamic conversation every time. But look at how much people have gotten to know Bud Crawford through this process. And on days like today, it really punctuates and drives home. There's so much richness to his story. I'm glad it got told.
I'm intrigued as to how things sounded up here, because when you said to Bud, hey, it feels like we're in Nebraska, I was like, are you trying to start trouble? Like, this feels like